Examination malpractice is a process whereby candidates are caught cheating in examination halls. Well, malpractices occur in every sphere of life, even though the first thing that comes to mind when you hear examination malpractice are institutions of learning. Now, this is one thing that has eaten very deep into our society, as even parents are deeply involved in this act. Today on the show Vibe Cafe, we will be talking about examination malpractices. My name is Rachel Isaac, and you are welcome to the show where we give you nothing but good vibes.
And I am Eric Wansu, and we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. It's still the Vibe Cafe show where we give you nothing but good vibe. And today on the show, we'll be talking about examination malpractice. Some people know it as ODU, some people know it as Expo. People have different ways in which they refer to this particular topic. And to discuss this interesting topic today in the studio with us is Mr. Agbola Odesonya. He's a lecturer of media and communication at the School of Communication at Lagos State University, Ojo campus. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
So, I'm here because he said with me, oh, don't take me out. You know how serious students get when there's a lecturer in the building.
Yes, of course. There's my fellow
this is a calm lecturer.
This is my fellow student.
He's not going to do anything to your grade. Don't take me out of the show. I am right here, sir.
I'm
right here, people.
Fellow host here with me is
Rachel Isaac.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
So, what exactly is an examination malpractice?
Yes, exam malpractice is, I think it stems from the abandonment of hard work. When you hate hard work, you would prefer laziness. You will want to cut corners, and you want to subvert, well-established procedures, just for your own unfair advantage. Now, exam malpractice is a deliberate act of wrongdoing, that candidates in examinations perpetrate so as to gain undue and unfair advantage over those who are even more hardworking. And then you find that candidates these days are even, unfortunately though, aided by their parents. Where you see parents panicking with the words during UTM exams, and then during other exams, they virtually act as bodyguards and escorts, to the children, to the examination centers, and they are there. And when they are there, they try to assist, these candidates.
So it's laziness, it's not wanting to work. And a lot of parents always preach hard work, and we see parents also encouraging them to do the same, like encouraging examination malpractice. But also in terms of the school system, what role does the school system play in enabling this? Because sometimes you hear students say that, oh, the lecturer was not around for this particular subject throughout this thing. He only came once. So because of that, we don't have anything to read. And the pressure of wanting to pass and within short notice makes them want to, let's find a short corner. Do you think it's just the student to blame? What about the lecturers? What about the school system? How do they get to play into this?
Yeah, thank you for that's a very brilliant question.
Okay.
I'll let me just, if I could digress a bit. I was reading a late Pius Adesomi, may so rest in peace. He wrote something about Aluta Continua. That was the title of it. And then in that piece, he made mention of people who are afraid of reading lengthy things, and that they even brag about not reading. And he called that an Olympic gold medal that they wear around their neck, something that they should not even be proud of. Students are admitted to programs at the university not as kindergartens, not as secondary school students, not as elementary school students. Now, a candidate who's been admitted to a program at LASU, for instance, must have passed through the primary school, the secondary school, and now you are at the university. If you had bad foundations at those two places, I'm telling you, there's no way you'll be able to cope, Yes, you cannot. And that brings us back to the issue of what standard or falling standards of education at these two levels, because they constitute the foundation of a student. Once you get things wrong at these two levels, then there's there's nothing that you can do. People want to blame other people for their own problems. There are people like that, what they call external bias or something like that. You know, you give, that's what they call course outline or the course guide. You hand it to students at the start of a course, and then you tell them these are the topics we're going to go through, and then they are aware. They even have the advantage of even speeding things up, going further than the lecturer. They could have gone 3 topics and you are still at topic number 1. But the problem with these students is that they don't want to read.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you a bit. When you say they don't want to read, there are some people that have learning disorders. Some people have dyslexia, they can't read. Some people have attention deficit disorder. In an instance like that, it's, yes, if you give a course outline, some schools don't even have libraries.
Yes.
Some, like, you know, you're saying student, but there's also the part to play of the lecturer.
Yeah, I'll talk about the system. Lecturers and students are in the system.
Yes.
Now, the system has hired a lecturer to teach.
Yes.
The system has not hired a lecturer to manage cases like dyslexia in students or poor attention spans and all that. That is the work, if I am correct, of psychologists. And this brings us to the counseling part of the running the university system. How many counselors do we have? Do these students get to see counselors? So I've been having a very difficult time reading lately. You know, I find that I read and I'm not able to comprehend the things I read. How does a candidate get this problem solved? This is where the counselors come in. A teacher teaching, say, news writing and reporting at last week, for instance, is not a psychologist, and is not teaching, is not there to help students with. It can help, but then it only ends there. And you have psychologists, you understand that, who will work with students who have difficulties learning. And to be fair to the students themselves, I'll say universities are not doing enough in this regard. Just say if you are dull, you are dull. That's your problem. That appears to be the attitude. If you are dull, then that's your problem. Then we also know that there are 2 primary, secondary schools are quite, you know, public primary and secondary are in a very bad shape.
True.
Yes, very bad shape, and the solutions will come from there. They give us products. It's just like they are they give us raw materials to work with. And then we can only work with what they give us. Just imagine you are in first year, you're on a program like marketing, and you're not able to string sentences together. You couldn't do that at your primary and secondary school levels. Marketing is not an English department. So you came in all what? Wrongly manufactured. So we can only do a little refining such a candidate. A candidate that is not even willing to invest time and resources in personal development will not even have the university passing through him or her. So students have faults, lecturers have faults. The system, which has the funds to do a lot, also has, I would even say, a bulk of the fault, you know. Yes, it bears it.
Okay, so I want about examination malpractice and generally known as expo. So when you go to write exams, when you go to these schools to register, it's not like these guys who come with the expos, because I've heard of cases where these guys come with the expo and they read them out loud to the hearing of even teachers in the schools. So it's not like these guys just jump into those places or they are invisible. So it means that they work hand in hand with the owners of the school.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Private schools especially.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm saying that how can this be stopped? Okay. Because it's not the kids that are to blame. You can't blame the kids and you can't blame the parents. It's the body, the owners of the school. How can this be stopped and managed?
Thank you very much. Let me just use myself as an example. I didn't get to get things right with JAM until my 5th attempt. My first attempt was in 2000. I had 236. I was to study at the Rivers State University of Science and Technology. 236, 4 points higher than the cutoff of 232. They said I didn't write math, JAM, so I could not be admitted. They said they were going to sex study. I said no, I didn't want to become a secretary. And then I waited till 2004 to gain admission to LASU, the 5th attempt. In between, I'd taken poly, jam, you know, like that. I didn't get my O-levels until the third attempt. So I needed to get things right because I attended a public school, United High School. It's on Allison there in Ikorodu. The public school, nobody to teach you. Nobody will dictate answers to you. You were on your own. They are taking care of you for 3 years. It was time for exams. Then go into the exam and write. Private schools were fewer when I was in secondary school. Then the time came, you know, time evolved, and then now we have them all over. All over. You have school, and then these schools want to justify the fees, the high tuition that they charge.
Yes.
And parents are willing to withdraw students for poor performance, and then they pass the buck to the teachers, to the school. If your child is unable to make clear the O-levels at once, the O-level, some will even advertise and say, come and then clear your results with us at once. Very boastful and quite suspicious. Come to us, write jam with us, and score 380.
Telling you.
Yes, there were posters like that.
Everywhere.
I see that everywhere.
With pictures of the student that passed and
I see that
So that's commodification of grades. They've commodified grades. So that is a problem. In the public universities, public secondary school, they don't send you. If you fail, you fail. If you pass, you pass. That's the way it is. But private, I'm not saying there are no good private institutions. There are good private institutions, but then again, I'm not really sure. When you talk about exams and practice in this Nigeria, I'll say private institutions, private schools are what are leading the pack in exam and practices. They are leading the pack. They're actually leading the pack, yes.
What do you think can be done to change the system of education in Nigeria? Because even I went somewhere the other day and I saw a little child have grammar at 5 or 6. I mean, at that level, I just felt like that's the level where you start, so it should be perfect. So what do you think is lacking in our system of education in Nigeria?
Recently, I became interested in establishing a school.
Okay.
And I may even retire, even before I become a professor. I don't need to be a professor. Once I'm done my PhD, and then okay, let me just have a school. How do you recruit teachers? How do you recruit candidates? What processes do they undergo? When I was coming to the media program of Blasphemy in 2004, I was interviewed and I wrote an exam. They wanted to see how you write. Well, this is a writing-based program. It's very terrible. It's very terrible. Very, very, very terrible these days, what people write. In fact, they should even provide us with armors. You understand that? Bulletproofs, you know.
That's deep.
You get to read
serious bomb.
Serious, unneeded. It's like Fanny Morals. I read about that. That was 3 years ago. Fanny Morals. I had to take note
Fanny Morals.
Fanny Morals. A candidate wrote Fanny Morals on the script.
Okay. That is interesting.
That's not even formal language. You could say that when you are having discussion with your friends and all that. It's supposed to mean familiar.
Yes.
You know. And then no quotes. It wasn't even in parentheses.
Yeah.
You know, just use that carelessly and maybe boldly too. And I said, please, so I was with somebody, come and see. I called the attention of the person, come and see. Fanny Morals, the candidate user, 100 level student. You know. And I just one actually that's now I was talking about processes of recruiting teachers and candidates. Now in many universities the department just gets students. They don't even have a hand in how they are selected and all that. You know, just see. Now this day I was talking about the kind of grades that I had. It would be difficult for me to get admission to any university these days because they don't even get to feel you before they admit you. Once you can have straight A's, you have points. There's a way they do it now. A is for maybe 50 or whatever. There's a way, then your point. The higher you score, the better your grades, the better your chances of what?
Getting
in admission. Nobody gets to write exams anymore. Come and prove yourself worthy.
Oral test.
Yes, oral test. So we have become too conscious of certifications. So parents just want you. Some students are not even cut out for university education. Sure. They perhaps just be here, learning pre-production and things like recording, and then that's all. They are okay. But they say, let me just have that certificate. Even if they do, and then you just go out there and embarrass the university that awarded you that degree. So there are people like that.
So you're encouraging specialty schools. So people should, not everybody should go to university.
Not everybody.
If this is what you want to do,
that's the way it is in normal countries. Yes. You go to a technical
school, drama school.
What you want, what you love to do, chase
diploma,
your passion.
Then you are okay.
But also, I've come to realize, even when I was in school, there's this lecturer or teacher-student relationship where people see their lecturers as they're always scared. The lecturer is not welcoming. The lecturer is not even ready. Like, there's sometimes you go and meet a lecturer and you're saying this and it's like, how can you not know this? But I feel like don't you think that there should be that relationship where the student is open to learn and wanting to improve? But do you think there should be a cordial or good relationship?
It helps. It helps. When students find it easy to walk up to you and say, sir, I'm having a problems in course XYZ, which you happen to be teaching to them. And then it's okay, this is how you do it. And then you be a friend and not a monster to your students, Why? What is your problem? Are you the first to have become a lecturer? What's your problem? People were lecturers.
It's not easy. Like, we've been here since and you haven't smiled.
I don't smile.
I have not drank our water.
So imagine if my co-host was so tense that he introduced just himself. Because he knew he was with a lecturer.
You're trying to blackmail me.
So I'm like, imagine some of your students watching, they'll be there like, okay, he's not laughing.
No,
lecturer. So I mean, cases like that. There's a lecturer out there, he doesn't smile. Who would dare go into his office? Like that.
I can't go and defend my project with Star.
No, you cannot.
No. Actually, on the contrary, I'm a friend of my students. They know I'm quite
strict. They
know I'm strict but yet friendly. Strict but friendly, I have people after 5 p.m. could take whiskey with me in my office.
Oh, wow.
That happened recently. Yes, well, are you adults?
I think we should go and reapply for please, so that we can.
Are you adults? You're adult. You're over 18 or clearly. You could take it. What are you taking? Well, work is over. I'm just trying to have fun and all that. And I'm over 18, so I can take it responsibly. Okay, if you don't mind, then fine. Take a sip or two.
That's good.
So I'm a friend to my students. That's why, there have been occasions where when students walked up to me, they had problems, and then we would just sit together and then there was it. Yes, so I'm not. I don't smile that easily, but that doesn't mean I am a bad person.
So what makes you smile? What are the things that make you smile?
I smile when I'm about to make love to my wife.
Wow.
I smile when I receive my pay,
A lot. Yes.
But I imagine, I know I'm not supposed to imagine things like that, but I imagine the first part, you go like, okay. No, like the first part you said about your wife. So I just imagine your face the way you are now. You just coming. Shama John, you just go like, just smile. Okay, thank you so much. We've had an amazing time with you. So
I'm taking the water now.
Finally. So how do people hit you up on social media?
Yeah, my name. Yes, my social media page is. I'm on Twitter. My Twitter name is @agboism.
Wow.
@agboism. AGBOISM. My Facebook name is Agbola Odesanya.
Thank you so much. That is the much we can take on this segment. We'll go on a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for lifestyle. Stay with us. What up, people? I am not Eric Onwaso. I am Rachel Isaac. Even though I have the shades right now, he's looking at me like, what the?
No, you just remind me of something.
Like, I want to do dirty. Like, I want to do dirty. Okay, guys, welcome back to the show where we give you nothing but great vibes. And it is a time for a lifestyle. And on the lifestyle segment today, we'll be talking about a saving culture. Do you save?
I try to.
How do you try to save?
Let's
take out the regular, conventional, going to the bank to keep
somebody
money,
said something that I find very funny. Somebody said something on social media that I find very fun, that it's very hard to save in Nigeria, because when you save up your money, that's when they will call you and say, your uncle this, your father this, so all of your savings goes into that. But I try to make a conscious effort, because sometimes a lot of responsibility that comes, even you cannot save yourself. So, but I try to save. I won't say I've been good at it.
I read a book. It's called The Smart Money Woman by
Arese,
where she said something like, the best way to save as a young person, or even as an adult, the best way to save is before the money comes, whether or not, take a percentage. If it's 50 or 20, take it out first. Then spend what is left. So every other thing you want to do is going to come out from what is left. It will not kill you. Because sometimes it seems as though, you know that thing they say, the money never come, I don't spend and finish. The money never come, I don't borrow. So the thing is, whether you have borrowed, whether you have collected money from people and all, just have a certain percentage in your head that must go into I'm not a play with. See, I have piggy bank, Colo, Save Colo, yes, and there are other apps these days. So all you need to do is just press a code, and that's it. It just goes straight. So you don't have to say to carry the money to the bank. So these things are easy these days. So you don't survive stories that touch. And then also, ladies, my ladies, save all the money that you need for Vex money, so that in case you go and meet that brother, and the brother is telling you to
let's go Dutch, or let's split the bill.
Willing to shift anything, and you're not also willing. Exactly. Or sometimes I heard a case where a lady said she went on a date with this guy that she was meeting for the first time, and because she didn't think he was as she was his spec. What am I saying? Yes, he was her spec, rather. Beg your pardon. Yes. For that reason, she said she was just there, but because she didn't have money to leave, she just stayed and enjoyed the whole thing. I'm like, girl, it's 2019. Save up, have money, and if you want to go Dutch, sometimes the guy might forget his wallet. Sometimes there might be something you want that he cannot afford.
True.
Just be, I think, not even for that reason, for the fact that anything can happen.
True.
And for the fact that they can call you from village that your grandmother has swallowed this village.
Exactly.
So you just have to save for a lot of reasons.
That's all we can really take today on Vibe Cafe Show. It's been interesting, it's been informative, it's been entertaining as well. My outfit today, and has been throughout this season, by Style Pundit, which is Sodiq Ayinde. And also, I always want to say, live life to the fullest, live unapologetically, because life is short and life is one, and this life, get part two. And Rachel, what do you have to say?
Guys, do not also forget I can be a part of this conversation online at Vibe Cafe Show across all of our social media platforms. I am being sold by House of Ada. Ada is spelled A-E-D-A. My name is Rachel MMID.
And I am Eric Wanso. And from us, it's peace.
Bye-bye. It go be.